Hi students, welcome back. I hope you had a good time yesterday making your series and parallel circuits. Today we are going to talk about adding the on-off switch component to your circuits. As a quick review before we get started, I've logged into Tinkercad, I've selected circuits, and I changed the name of my project. Today I did my first and last initials, the first letter of my homeroom teacher's last name, my student number, and I called my project switch because we're going to be working with switches. As a reminder as well, when we go over here, when we want to bring in our components, in order to find the light bulb, you need to switch from basic to all. Once you find your battery and your light bulbs, I want you to drag over as many as you would like to get your project started. Another reminder, to make our wires, we need to drag our mouse over the terminals until we see the red square. That will mean that I've started my wire. So I'm going to click. I can either do a straight line with the wire, or I can take it and click it a few times and curve it. We always want to make sure that that our mouse is over the red square to ensure that we are connecting to the terminal. Here I have set up batteries and light bulbs for a series circuit on my left and a parallel circuit on my right. So give me 1 minute and I'm going to put the wires in. Okay, now I have my series circuit and my parallel circuit all set up with my wires. When it comes time to add your switch, you want to make sure that your component section on the right is set to all, and you are going to scroll down in the input section until you get right here to this red switch. Just has one switch and the on button. So I'm going to click on it and drag it over here. Oopsie. Let me try that again. There we go. And I want to put my switch right now in my series circuit. I'm going to zoom in, too much, over here so you can see. So you'll notice on your switch, there are actually 4 terminals, 1A, 1B, 2A, and 2B. When you go to connect your wires, you want to make sure that you're working with the same terminal number. So for instance, if I put my wire into terminal 1A, I want it to leave on the other side 1B. If I put it into 2A, I want it to leave on 2B. So if I want to put my switch right here in my circuit, I am going to delete this wire. So I'm going to select it and press delete. And I want to start my new wire from my negative terminal. I'm going to click that and I am going to go right into terminal 1A. Once my red square is there, I'm going to click. And then I want to make sure if I went in 1A, I'm going to come out in 1B. Click, make my wire connect to this terminal. Now let's see what happens when I start my simulation. When I press start, nothing happens because I haven't turned my switch on yet. So if I drag my mouse over to my switch and I click it on, my lights light up. If I want to add a switch into my parallel circuit, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to drag a switch over. I want to put it, I've decided, near the beginning of my circuit. So I'm going to delete this pre-existing wire. And this time I'm going to see what happens if I go into terminal 2A and come out of terminal 2B. I'm going to zoom out, press start simulation, and then turn on this switch. And boom, excellent. Now I want to see what you guys can do to incorporate switches into your circuits.